Creativity is about just letting things flow. It's no perfect way for things to flow. YouTube, we're on a roll. I'm back. 1 week of video for all of 2025 because we are almost at our goal of 1,000 subscribers and beyond. But I feel like hitting the 1,000 mark is very hard. So share the channel, share the video to deliver the good vibes. But today we're going to talk about a very pivotal topic that I think can help a lot of people during these times, even myself, and that is having creative discipline during tough times, during slow seasons, during times that feel uncertain. I want to acknowledge that it's a lot going on in the world, but I also want us to be aware of controlling our energy, controlling the things around us, and being able to center yourself during very tumultuous, turbulent times, okay? Everybody understands chaos. It's me. I feel like I have always been in chaotic situations and learned from them. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how we can grow turbulent times that are happening to us, especially if you are living in like Los Angeles. I live in the LA area and it has been fires since the start of January, and it can look very uncertain. So stick around if you guys want to talk about how to have creative discipline during tough times, tough seasons. So number one is going to be to acknowledge the struggle at hand right now. Like, whatever the struggle may be, just be honest with yourself about what it is. That is the first step to understanding, like, okay, where can I go from here? Because once you understand and digest like what the problem or the issue is or the challenge, and we're not going to say problem, we're going to say the challenge, because you can overcome things in your life. I don't want you to think or be defeated by the world around you. Like, recognizing what the issue is just like allowing you to understand that tough times happen, and that is a part of the creative journey. Whether a tough time is actually being on set or actually having no work at all, like, you're gonna find a way to get through that challenge. And it's completely okay to feel unmotivated, uninspired during these times. But what I've found in my journey and what has amplified me and lit me back up was to document those moments, document how you feel the best way that you can, write about it, jot it down. Even if you don't have it in you to do something within your medium, this doesn't have to evolve or manifest into something that you have to share with the world, to yourself in reflection for the future self, or you can just do it to get it out of your system. Allow creative energy to flow. Sometimes the creative journey is just doing something creative for yourself, whether acknowledging how you feel, acknowledging the challenge, and finding a way to channel it or that energy and move it through a creative outlet. One thing that really has helped me is building a routine, whether it is a big routine or a small routine. I believe in having some form of structure or daily thing to look forward to in order to get you through a hard time. A walk in the morning. Maybe you're going to the gym. Maybe you are, making yourself a cup of tea and it becomes a ritual. You have to find ways to center your energy with yourself so that you know that I'm okay right now. It's almost like reparenting yourself in a way, because if you think about it, when we feel uneasy or we feel uncertain, it's because we want to be nurtured in a way where we feel safe and we want to feel like we are in control of the things that are going on. And technically, we're not in control of anything. God has everything unraveling for us. But to help yourself feel a little bit more grounded, allow yourself to find ways to nurture yourself. It's really your inner child, honestly, crying out, and to feel secure, to feel protected. So even if you have to literally tell yourself you're going to be okay, you're going to get through this, you're going to go over the challenge, you're going to figure it out. Another thing about routine that really helps is the fact that consistency builds momentum. So it doesn't have to also be something physical that you do. Maybe you just make sure that you check an email every day, or you're updating something on your website every day, or you're figuring out how to archive images. Just something to kind of push the the envelope a little further. Like, you know what? I'm going to think about new ways to create, new ways to like show up in my creative world, or who I want to become in this creative world. Like pin needle movements in structure, and doing that on a regular day basis. It could be 10, 15 minutes, just something to kind of like get you in a positive energy moving forward. Number 3, focus on the process, baby, not perfection. One of my favorite quotes is by Steve Jobs. I think it goes, "Done is better than perfect." And that's what you have to focus on. Like, you have to focus on getting things done rather than making it be this perfect way of doing it. There comes a time where you do have to shift certain habits about yourself that aren't serving you. But if you are just trying to get from one to the next, like from point A to B, you really just want to get it done. And creativity is about just letting things flow. It's no perfect way for things to flow. When I think about creativity, I honestly think about complete chaos a little bit. It's a way to structure it, but it's also a very chaotic, all over the place energy. And because of that, you just have to allow yourself to focus on what you can put into control. You have to think about the challenge being this big puzzle piece. And you have to one by one figure out what fits where. So consider baby steps to solving your challenge, whatever it might be. If that's just like getting up and waking up and having a routine, or if that is just for you, maybe you just need to reach out to more people. Maybe you just need to get out the house and connect with people in your creative world. Talk, have different feedback from different people. Baby steps to get you out of the funk during difficult times. Also, just letting go of the pressure on yourself. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to overperform, whether that be on the internet, especially in our society today. Everybody wants to just share what they have going on. And we live in a show and tell kind of energy. But a part of that show and tell is just building things from the ground up, like the little minuscule work, or like the things that are tiny details, focusing on those tiny details to make the bigger picture. So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to always be sharing this massive goal. Think of yourself as a seed in the ground, and you will sprout when it is time for you to bloom. Finding inspiration in everyday life is probably one of my favorite key points of this. And that's because sometimes we get so caught up in the creative, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to be shooting all the time. Sometimes it's just cool to just go and live your life. Go live your life, go hang out with your friends, go plan a trip. If you can't do that, go plan a little mini trip down the street. It's always a way to travel. It's always a way to try something new. And I think getting yourself into a different energy, think about it like that. Like, you have to shift the energy sometimes. If you have been doing something, same old monotony, shift yourself into something else. Hit up an old friend, reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while that's still in that creative field, or even if they're not, reach out to a friend and maybe go have tea with your grandparents. I don't know. Make it something small and allow yourself to appreciate those moments, because sometimes when time slows down like that, that's what you have to kind of reflect on. You have to reflect on the things that you're grateful for, the people you're grateful for. And the last one is going to be kind to yourself, okay? Because creative discipline is not about forcing yourself to get up and do things. It's about knowing that you're connected to something that is in alignment with what you're doing. Like, it's not about just doing monotonous work. It's not about just shooting to shoot or creating to create. Sometimes it is for some seasons, but also sometimes it does more harm to just be doing things rather than to be intentional about the things that you're doing, intentional about the energy that you're placing yourself in. And if you are in a position in reality where your safety, your stability, your grounding isn't at its best, sometimes it's just okay to take a break. So reconnect to yourself, get your ducks in a row, and also be kind to yourself, because the world around us is technically burning and it's so many different things going on. Don't put pressure on yourself because of a system that is not really set up for you to win, okay? And the last one is give yourself permission to rest, because creativity thrives when you are in balance, okay? When you are at your optimal strength, when you feel like really connected to yourself and really strong in your body and in your spirit, you're able to really flow creatively. You don't get irritated. You're not really in a state of survival. You show up and deliver. So make sure that when you're going through these rough, like creative times, or just like rough times within your life, you take focus back to yourself. Focus back to yourself where you're able to balance your personal life, and not in a way of like, oh, it's all about I need something outside of me. Think about how you can center yourself within without reaching out. Connect to yourself, get grounded, so that you can get back in the game, because we need the creatives out there. And I just feel like it's hard to be a creative professional in general, and to want to keep going takes a lot of effort. But I think once you center yourself and once you find a rhythm that works for you, you are able to get back in the game, take a break when you need to. Get back. Think of this like your highlight reel. This is sports, okay? Even athletes take breaks. So do what you got to do to center yourself so that you can show up at your optimal, highest potential. And what are you going to do? You're going to continue to master your gaze out there, because that's what we do. And I will be back. The next video should be a vlog, or I might post this one before, but we're on a roll. And comment below, what more do you want to talk about? Because I did see that people like to hear about my personal creative journey, but I also think that just talking about topics that are real is also cool. So comment below, what would you like to hear more of? Also share the video, like, subscribe, and